Voice chat knows. What stock is that again? Welcome to Read the Room with Unc. What's up, everybody? This is Unc coming back with Read the Room. A little break last week from this setup. We drop most of our content on Sundays, so I was gonna find another outlet for this, but with my lack of writing skills, it seems like no matter what, I should at least at minimum go over my notes that I put out every week, since this is the majority of what I do put out. So I'm gonna stick with this for a little while longer, but these will be a little more condensed, just focused on the notes that I want to go through, as well as some social plays, of course. So, real quick review last week. Man, we are killing it. If you're not familiar with my notes, please check out what I dropped Sunday. Check the charts, put your own levels, set some alerts. Write down some trade ideas off of these. But we can go through most of these last weeks. Market just kind of finally bottomed out and turned around. Usually when I'm good, as well as on Mondays. But in general, usually I'm best when the market is taking a break. Um, the second it turns back on, I'm usually ready to fire. A lot of these, um, you can just review yourself and see that we did really good work last week. So let's move forward here. A lot of new stuff. I think I only have four that I like from last week. Not to say that I don't like other ones from last week, but I'm going to try to keep this a little more fresher. Try to stay ahead of the bottoms instead of sitting in continuation of plays. Try to use my notes a little bit as a teaching technique on how to play things that are more of a swing trader, because that's what I like to do. And I do think we are getting back into a market where we can do that. But I'm going to try to keep it a little fresh from the day trade aspect. But once you're in plays, feel free to ask me about anything that I don't pull over in the notes if you still want to play it. But the thesis is usually still there on most of the plays if we didn't already complete the thesis. So, first one here is GVO. Um, the 240 to 310 current channel, looking for three to flip support resistance going into ER here. Lots of range on the weekly. This is a rinse and repeat. Still think we're at the bottom of the chart here. Pull up our old handy dandy notebook. Got GVO here. Sorry, we're on the first one. I got to tighten my things up. So you can see if you look at the weekly here, these candles are 244 the low, $3 the high. So 60 cents candles last 2 weeks, both from a good spot here off of 240. We do have this ER event. I like this range, channel, rinse and repeat. Overall, I do think we get back closer to the 4-5. So that's why I like the 240 level from here. That'd be 100% to 5. Next up, another one, DNA. 280 area, I'm looking to hold. Sub 3 ads will net a percent. Still best flow and small cat reads. Update. Ooh, I did this one. I didn't update this one. Update 260 was the floor. I was a little off there. Sorry about that. Um, Looking for the trend to continue. So if we pull the chart up, I got, what do I got down here? I got 230. This is the bottom line. 260 held last week. Definitely 2 bad weeks in a row, but still tradable range back to this $3 level. Looking for that to continue. You had a bad Friday, Monday, Tuesday. Really went with the overall market sentiment. That's what the market did those 2 days. This thing leveraged leveraged that move, so to speak. Thought 280 would hold. It was more the 260, even though the next day we opened up at 270 and we closed at 280. So it came right back to that level. So I'm fine on adding to that level, especially if you're just going to play it back to the low threes. Overall, just like the long-term flow read on the stock, so that's why I keep it in notes. Think adding down here in general is good. The longer we're in this channel, the more support we have. If you pull it up on a bigger chart here, let's do that real quick. Give me a biggie here. Give me the 10-year. Yeah, I should. I hate the 1 day on that. I like the week. Where's the week? Yeah, I got 10-year 1 day. That'll work. So if you just look at the history of the chart, there's plenty of range. Like I said, the longer it's kind of down here on this level, the better for me. from a long-term perspective. All right, Hut still has the best range left. Bitcoin 2024K like sub 220 ads. Full disclosure, I am holding this right now. 175 is the lower line I have on the chart, up to $4. Has a lot of range. Just kind of trying to catch the current trend, which I think it's more of 220. Definitely depends on where Bitcoin opens. If we open down to $22,000 range, you're probably going to get some two, maybe sub twos. If we open up at 24, 25, you're probably going to have to settle with the 220, 225 area. But that's what you're playing. You're playing the Bitcoin exposure here. Open. This is kind of me being stubborn, as the professor would say. One of the misses last week. It's now, I think, 9 cents. Open $5. Not the biggest percentage, but one of the safer levels. Daily looks great. So we'll hop over here into open real quick. Yeah, 491. So we're about 9 cents down. You can see the $5 level. It's just a nice level. You do have this arc. It didn't hold this trend. This does not hold this trend, but we kind of reset that. So we are looking for that higher low here. All these candles back here, 560, 570. That's plenty of range for me. So we're going to give this one more go. Do have the earnings call, so hopefully this is more of a run-up play. This does good on the run-up. Overall, real estate, not a good outlook, but that should change here when the numbers start coming out, that it really is not that bad. Pretty much anything in the market on forward thinking so far has been extra negative. So real estate has that same feel. Baba ADR, 87 current floor with 101 top of my channel. ER this week, both sides should offer plays. Playing both sides of ER should offer plays. Reiterate, that's what that means, not play up and down. Nice little trend line on this darn thing. Do like it. It is a pretty chart in that regard. I like how tight we are here on trend line and this 87 level. So I'm looking for the ads there off of this ER. Back to just the 100, 101. If they get good news, maybe even some nice continuation here back up to these levels, which is 120s. But I just like where this is at, especially from a weekly standpoint, if you're going back here off of, as Professor said, the early ADR March low. Trying to find another household name. CCL. $8 to $9. Don't worry about the change. That's just for me. Current channel. News overreaction. Finding support. God, I missed the spelling. That's why I do these videos. Finding support here. Range back to 10 or 11. This Carnival Cruise Line. They had some bad news with their numbers back in this range. You can see the dip. Held 8 real well. Anything between 8 and 9 looks good for the run back here. Not really playing the entirety of this chart, but this is a lot like Rite Aid, Tupperware, all that stuff. Not the sexiest names. You're not trading Apple, Nvidia, Tesla, or all that nonsense. But these bottoms tend to even out a little bit more, and then finding the range back up. Did have some good news. We did notice that no more pre-testing for cruises. Talked a little bit about voice chat. You want to know about that, you got to go watch voice chat. This is a short video. FFIE, $2 floor holding nice. Like ads, sub 220 for rinse and repeat trades. This runs 4 or 5. This runs to 4 or 5, not out of the question. If volume, yeah, it needs volume to do that. That's what I was trying to say there. If that didn't make sense. So, played this last week actually for a decent little trade. Not much, 20, 30 cents. But what we're looking for here, Jesus, this is hard to see on here. Sorry. What we're looking for here, pretty simple. For Professor caught this original move. Looking for it to pan out, which we've done the last 4 days. Maybe even grab a day trade. Golly, grab a day trade in this here, quick 20, 30 cents. But holding this $2 level, what I'm looking for a run back into this channel. Just a nice risk reward trade for me at this level. Flow also suggests that people are still interested. Next up, gold, Sexter, and a volume profile play. 15.5 to 1884 channel. Gold, 1800 is our potential catalyst. Check futures in the morning. That's what that's for. I like it because it's on my futures list already, so I just see it. So bam, pull it up. Here, come on, slow machine. Zoom in a little bit. Yep, so you can see this is holding right here. Got a good 3 candle base. First green candle back. See a little level forming right there. So just trying to play this as an oversold chart with the gold prices coming back up. INTC bottom bounce here, 35, 37.5 channel. Should decide direction this week. Like 35 long term. Kind of once again mention that, and something that I'm following is we now know that the bottoms are coming in on these not all at the same time. Usually from bad news or something like that will get you your bottom level, and then it will come back into the zone and retest. If you look at Intel, let's go to a bigger chart just so we have a little bit more here. Yeah, that's enough. That's enough. If you look at Intel, yeah, it was, $70 stock. So we're about half of that here at 35. Not saying we'll get back to 70, but even from a 35 to, let's say, 50, 45, 50 is probably a better number for a good math, but you're still, 40% from here, and that's what I'm looking for. And then the potential, that they do turn it around, get some good news, or come up with something new. And get back to that level for a 100% or better trade. I'm sure if we pull this out farther, yeah, you definitely see that that's a double top there. But yeah, you're getting them back here at whatever year this is prices. Let's say 2017. Intel's a household name, so I just like the risk reward ratio here, both on the short term bounce back to safe 35 to 40, or just a long term swing. Good time to get in by when the chart's sad. SDIG, another Bitcoin play here. 235 support forming, getting tighter on all time frames. Range to 3. Add sub 250. What I'm looking for, and the Bitcoin catalyst 24K. So SDIG baiting. Get off this huge chart. Thank you. Well, actually, I got 3 levels here. So you see it more here on the weekly. It's getting real. Got real tight pop. We're going to get real tight again. Think this is the level here, about the 240, maybe 225, but 240 level. You can see it here as well on the day chart. Just real tight everywhere. Everywhere you look, it's super, super tight with the range back to the $3 level easy. So I like this one, especially if Bitcoin kicks in. A little bit, I don't want to say more range because I said had the more range. But this has potential to go big, especially if they drop news that people on the internet like. All right, FCell, 350 flipping support to resistance currently. Looking for ads down to 330 for a run back to the low 4s. FCell, bam. Paching, paching. All right, yeah, nice trend. Nice trend. This is a great trend on the daily and the weekly. You can see it. Here's your top to the mid 4s right in here. That's, you can see it. Here's your 350 on the volume profile. You can see it. So if you get ads below it, that's what we're kind of looking for. This was 318 this week, 330 last week. That's kind of the number I'm going off of. Looking for that kind of just to be the candle, and then same thing here, 340. So 330 is kind of my low spot that I'm looking for this week. Like everything about this and the sector. A bit of been doing good over here, so maybe take a little bit more risk on this side. Risk and reward kind of go hand in hand. This one would equate to that. So I got Lucid 18 holding well going into ER here. Thinking we might get a little dip and then recover, test the 20. 1760 would be my alert. Just when I would start thinking about adding. Not that I'm adding on 1760, but that's when I'm definitely watching the chart to get the best bang for my buck. If you look, it's pretty much held this this level the whole week. You can see it real good on the day. Running into that trend line, another one of those setups. It just looks really, really good. If I could get a dip below this trend line, that would be great, especially if I know the results of the ER, because I think we recover quickly. Um, but yeah, you can see kind of why I have the 1760, because that's when we're going down to levels we haven't been before. Really like this playing on either side of the ER. Read the news. Um, they're probably not going to beat numbers, but not the guidance, but just the overall. It's guidance. The overall location of the company, what their problems are, and what they plan on doing is very important, as opposed to just a straight production or profit. Cult following too, playing a little bit of that. All right, Neem gold play. Just like the sector gold, there's a couple of them on here, a couple of them on the hot list too. Hold 44 holding well, like those ads range back to the low 50s. This one's just a beat up one. A lot, again, risk reward, playing a lot of that. As player, I would say, God dang, that daily chart looks ugly. Yes, it does. The weekly chart looks ugly. Yes, it does. But gold gets to 1800. I think this thing flips off 44. Just came out of ER and it grabbed this level, so I'm just looking for that to continue, and then hopefully we can pivot back up here. Not a lot in the way when we start going that way. Again, just low risk, high reward, in my opinion. Got a nice shelf down here around 40, in case we do fail the 44 area. Yeah, 15's a lot. Um, Apron. This is Blue Apron. Kind of talked with the professor a little bit about unique online sectors with no storefronts. So like that sub $3 ad. Got to watch that video for more of that content. Sub $3 ads for the Testafor, simple TA, especially when holding trend on low volume. That's important. That is an important piece of knowledge. Low volume, holding trend. You can see the whoop-de-whoop. We're looking for our whoop to come back now. Get sub threes. Kind of a slower play, but I like it. ER is coming up, but I just like the natural progression of this chart. Especially when you look back, it was significantly higher. $7 level really stands out. Ooh, and party. $1.10 ads, forming nice shelf on the volume profile. ER run up. Maybe they'll have helium now. That's an inside joke for people that follow along. Low risk here. 135 next level. So let's go check out Party City. And playing the again a little bit more riskier stuff. When you go 13 for 2 and 15 and 0 and 10 out of 15. First 3 weeks you track, you tend to step up your risk a little bit on what I offer you guys. A little bigger reward, so 35% here. If you can get down here around the $1.10, back to 35, and then hopefully the ER they took care of the helium problem, which is why they dropped. Not saying they weren't gonna mosey their way on down anyway, but that's where they dropped from about the $3 level. So yeah, 250, 260 on a good day. I think we can get back up to there, but 135 first. Either way, like this level, like the chart. Potential catalyst coming. Good risk reward, educated guess gamble, in my opinion. All right. So other than that, during the week, I try not to drop too much, too little. Usually I'll have Monday, Tuesday notes because I see some things clear. So if you check those out. And then social setups are just charts that are kind of easy to find. So I try not to offer too much in the week, but the socials are important in my opinion. So familiarity with those. Let me snatch you up. The ones I got kind of watching. This guy ran early in the week, so we'll see what holds. If $1.50 holds here, be interested. This guy runs all the goddamn time. They smash it with news. Nice little 3-bar setup going on. Let's see who picks it up Monday. But if someone picks this up, you can usually get a couple dimes or a quarter out of it. Core's kind of new, just like the position of the chart down here, especially if the people stay on it. FFIE's on the hot list. I consider it a social play. So it's over here. Getty, I don't know what the hell kind of crack this was on. Inside joke for Pele. Uh, but but I want to keep it on watch, especially after that range. Um, 80, 75, 65, 75% chance that this could just die on back down to 9, but I want to keep it on the mix just in case it does not. Govac's definitely going to be in the mix. God dang, that daily is great. You don't need options to run. Sorry, P. But monkeypox and a small float can't borrow shares. Here, I'll pull that up for you real quick. Let me go here. Ba-ding. Ba-ding. Oh, it's not coming out. It'll say NTB here, none to borrow. But yeah, good stuff there. Carvalho, just a known one. Hasn't really had the volume. Waiting for it to come back. Chart set up nice. This guy ran Friday. Recent IPO. Don't know much about it yet, but we're going to follow it. A red box is what it is. You see the lines. It failed to 5. Waiting for the 3 now. Tough build. I haven't really followed this one, but man, can't get away from it now. Has enough range. And monkeypox runner up. Um, yeah, I don't really have a level for this, but when monkeypox goes, it gets in the mix. So, like those ones, keep an eye on those this week on the social calls in the morning mentions. All right, however, had a good week last week getting through the GDP and the rate hike. Um, see how things go at the start of this week, but I think we have a pretty good week with a lot of range on the plays that we follow. So, yeah, just be ready. Be ready. Have a plan on what you want to play and where you want to play it. Top things to watch, obviously, Bitcoin, natural gas futures for cold and boil. I should not have to remind you guys about that. And then gold and silver futures. I'm more big on the gold than the silver. And then, of course, gas prices if you want to stay in that field. But I think there's better opportunity in the other. So, yeah, let's have a good week. Do I really got to tell you guys that I'm not a financial advisor? But I am a guy to tell you to have a plan. And most importantly, respect the lines.